sisters, in the letter she wrote to the congregation for the Feast of the Pentecost 2016, Sister Jokan, our congregational leader, reminded us that the beginning of the process of rewriting the constitutions in 2011 coincided with the celebration of the 150 years of foundation of the congregation. She invited the whole congregation to enter a special time of deep reflection on the gift given to Euphrasie Barbier, to understand that the Trinity is the source of all missionary activities, and to be called to be an INDM is to receive the gift of sharing in the divine missions. This invitation encouraged us to enter the year of the Constitutions 2017. The INDMs of Vietnam province actively responded to this invitation. We had sessions of study of the constitutions with Sister Maureen McBride, retreats facilitated by Sister Margaret McInerney, and in the course of 2017, a committee of 3 sisters in the province had been set up to guide the sisters and communities in the two-draft study of the new text. In spite of our daily tasks and mission, we took time for reflection, prayer, and sharing. We enthusiastically studied and celebrated our role of life. Wonderful arts and handicrafts such as poetry, songs, dances, paintings, embroidery, clay, molding, etc. were created and expressed powerfully our INDM identity. The melody of all these inspired and insightful works of art will resound over the years for the younger generations in Vietnam, but also contribute to the INDM melody across the congregation. Once again, let's discover anew the treasure God gave to Euphrasie Barbier and to the congregation. Let's cherish the insights, the deep spiritual experiences, the happy moments we spent together as we celebrated our constitutions. May the fire of our love for God, for the congregation, and the flame of our missionary zeal keep burning in our hearts and our lives as INDMs.
Let's go into the first stage of the study, which includes Chapter 1, the Gift of God, and Chapter 3, Mission. Euphrasie Barbier founded a religious missionary congregation whose members would live the grace of consecration for the divine missions through contemplation, communion, and mission. To be called to the congregation of Our Lady of the Missions is to be consecrated for the divine missions, is to be participated in the missions of the Trinity, who is the source of all missionary activity. Mary is a model for living our religious missionary life. She is a perfect model of each religious sister of INDMs in the relationship with God, oneself, people, and whole creation. She participated in the divine missions in faithful love, silent contemplation, and joyful service.
Our missionary identity, with its source on the heart of the Trinity, has a universal character. Zeal plays a very important role in the religious missionary life, and divine missions is the goal that our zeal tries to reach. Our mission is to share in the missions of the Holy Trinity in our world today. This mission is diverse and universal, embracing not only people but also the earth and the whole universe. Our first mission is to listen to God and to hear the cry of the poor in silence and solitude. Rooted in this first mission, we consecrate our whole selves to proclaim the good news of God's love to all who don't know God, to be at the service of the marginalized, women, indigenous people, migrants, etc. Education, youth ministry, and women trafficking are also part of our priorities. Empowered by the Spirit, we are sent as disciples of Jesus to share our lives in the service of love, seeking the fullness of life for the whole of the creation. Let us go into second stage of the study, which includes chapter 2, consecration for mission, and chapter 4, community for mission. Our consecration to God is made through the public profession of chastity, poverty, and obedience, according to the constitutions of the congregation of Our Lady of the Missions. Through our vows, we offer our lives as a gift in freedom and love. We make the following of Jesus our way of life, witnessing to God's compassionate love for the earth and all humanity.
The basic of the community life is rooted in the Trinity's love and communion. It is in contemplating the communion at the heart of the Trinity that we understand our call to live with unity in our diversity, having one heart and one mind. In faith, We become friends in search of God, sharing all that we have and all that we are. We are disciples of Jesus, gathered together by the Spirit to participate in His mission. Our life in community encourages, enables, and challenges us to live fully our consecration for mission.
Trong tình yêu Thiên Chúa, chúng ta hiền nhất yêu thương, được chìm sâu trong cung lòng Thiên Chúa, hòa quyện lấy ơn thánh thiêng, cùng tâm đầu ý hợp, hướng về ba ngôi uy quyền.
We have been given. Celebrate what we have received. Celebrate the Spirit of Jesus alive in our hearts. No longer shall you be people who walk in darkness. It is the Spirit who draws you into the light. Celebrate what we have been given. Celebrate what we have received. Celebrate the Spirit of Jesus alive in our hearts. Even the earth cries out, longs to receive new life. It is the Spirit who fills the world with new life. Celebrate what we have been given. Celebrate what we have received. Celebrate the Spirit of Jesus alive in our hearts. You who are gathered here share life and love together. It is the Spirit.
Hãy nhúc bao trước mặt mình, một trái đất đang quay, bao tham vọng tràn đầy của một thế giới luôn luôn đổi thay. Hãy cố gắng giữ lời và cùng cất bước theo Thầy, loan tin mừng cứu độ, có Chúa bên ta mỗi ngày.
Let's go into the third stage of the study, which includes chapter 5, Formation for Mission and Membership, and chapter 6, Governance for Mission and Fidelity. The primary objective of the formation process is to prepare people to the total consecration of themselves to God in the following of Christ at the service of the church mission. The very purpose of consecrated life is conformity to the Lord Jesus in His total self-giving. This must also be the principal objective of formation. The aim of our lifelong formation is to enable us to listen to God as Mary did, and to welcome the gift of sharing in the divine missions in our world today. Formation is very important because the vitality of the congregation and fidelity to its religious missionary identity depend on the quality of formation throughout the congregation.
In the congregation, authority has its source in the mystery of the Trinity, from which love flows, setting free the whole of creation. We form one body with one mission within the communion of the Church to take the gospel message to the world. Our structures of government enable communion among ourselves, assist us to live our life of consecration for mission, and facilitate our participation in the missions of the whole congregation. Our constitutions, approved by the Church, are an authentic expression of our charism and our missionary way of life. Individually and communally, we make the constitutions the subject of frequent reading and prayerful reflection, so that we may grasp their meaning more deeply and live them faithfully.
There is a mountain, there is a sea, there is a wind within your breathing, there is an arm to break every chain, there is a fire in all things living, there is a voice that speaks from the flame. I am for you, I am for you, I am for you is my name.
There was a woman, small as a star, full of the patient dreams of her nation, welcoming in an angel of God, welcoming in God's bold invitation. Let it be done, she sang unto me. I am for you, I am for you, I am for you, let it be.
There was a man who walked in the storm, caught in between the waves and the lightning, sharing his bread with those cast aside, healing by touch the lost and the dying. Sending us forth, he says to his friends, I am for you, I am for you, I am for you to the end.
We are anointed servants of God. We have been born again of Spirit. We are the word God speaks to the world. Freedom and light to all who will hear it. So let us be the word of the Lord. I am for you, I am for you, I am for you,
There is a world that waits in the womb.
There is a hope unborn God is bearing.
Though the powers of death prowl the night, there is a day our God is preparing.
Let's give thanks to God for all the blessings He lovingly poured out on us over the past year. We had the opportunity to reflect, to deepen and pray with our constitutions. Each one of us, along with our communities and the home province, has been granted abundant graces in sharing with one another our insights, our experiences and challenges. We got into the heart of our charism, our spirituality, and our INDM identity.
The first constitutions written by our founders were the fruit of days and nights spent before the Blessed Sacrament. The spirit of this rule of life is like a spring flowing from the heart of God, nourishing and inspiring so many generations of INDMs. It is the source of their peace and happiness. As Euphrates wrote, "Study the rule and the constitutions, observe them with love. You will find peace and happiness. Let the spirit of the rule and constitutions penetrate into all your actions and works and your way of life."